The law of cause and effect is one of the most fundamental principles governing our universe. It states that every action begets a response, and that all events in life have causes and all causes have effects. Whether we realize it or not, the law of cause and effect is always at work and influencing our lives. In simple terms, the law of cause and effect can be described as what you send out into the world, it brings back or do unto people as you would have them do unto you. This means that every action or decision we make has consequences. These consequences can be either positive or negative, depending on what actions we take. If we act with good intentions and do good deeds, more good things come into our lives in the form of help from people, pleasant events, good luck, gifts. If we act negatively, negative events will not make us wait long. This law works everywhere and always. It is a universal principle, which is equally valid for all people, regardless of religion, worldviews, beliefs, and cultural values. Bad thoughts give birth to corresponding deeds, and bad deeds from a bad environment. This is a vicious circle, in which young people often fall, seeking to stand out among their peers. The desire to prove their exclusivity, show strength or independence often leads to choosing the wrong path, which at first glance seems attractive and easy. In search of recognition and respect, many young people begin to behave defiantly, seeking to emulate those who seem to have achieved success through aggression or disregard for laws and norms. However, such behaviors, dictated by insincere or distorted notions of strength and courage, create only an illusion of significance. They lead not to real recognition, but to getting into the circle of people with similar destructive attitudes. When bad thoughts begin to control actions, a person gradually loses the ability to distinguish good from evil. He finds himself in an environment where aggression, cruelty, and crime become the norm. Once in such a company, it is difficult to return to the right path, and often the result is serious problems, prison, injuries, ruined lives. The way to true recognition and respect is through the development of inner strength, wisdom, and spirituality. True uniqueness manifests itself in the ability to think critically, maintain moral principles, and be true to one's ideals, even when the world around us offers easy and dangerous paths. It is important to realize and remember that strength is not the ability to cause harm, but the ability to maintain dignity and humanity in all circumstances. Knowing and understanding the law of cause and effect can greatly improve your life. Here are some tips on how you can use it in your daily life. First, conscious choice of actions. Realizing that every action we take has consequences helps us consciously choose our actions. Before you say or do something, think about what consequences it may have. This is especially important in relationships with people close to us. Before you respond in even the most difficult situation, take your time, hold your breath and count to 10. Then ask yourself the question, do you want to be treated this way? Second, positive thinking. Constantly remind yourself of the importance of positive thinking. There is a metaphor about the bee and the fly that reflects deep wisdom about how perception of the world depends on one's inner state. The bee, with her natural desire for flowers, will always find beauty, sweetness, and the source of life in the world around her. Her attention is focused on the best that nature has to offer, the flowers she pollinates, and the nectar she gathers. For the bee, the world is full of opportunity, abundance, and light. The fly, on the other hand, seeks out and finds in the world only what seems important and meaningful to it, dirt and decay. Its attention is drawn to that, which is the opposite of blooming and fragrant life. For the fly, the world around it is only a place where it can find what it needs, even if it is the lowest and most unattractive. In the same way, people, like bees or flies, tend to focus on what their inner world deems important. Those who are attuned to beauty, kindness, and light will see many beautiful things around them, will notice flowers and enjoy life. And those whose thoughts are preoccupied with negativity will attract only darkness and dirt to themselves, missing out on all the best that the world offers them. It is important to learn to look at the world through the eyes of a bee, to see beauty even in everyday life, to strive for light and warmth, because this is what shapes our perception and, ultimately, our lives. Third, learning from mistakes. If you have made a mistake, you should not dwell on the negative. It's important to understand the reason for the mistake, draw conclusions, and move on to prevent it from happening again in the future. So, to summarize, the law of cause and effect is a universal principle that works in all aspects of our lives. By realizing its importance and learning to apply it correctly in our daily lives, we can create a positive environment around us and attract more goodness, success, abundance, and happiness into our lives. What you fill the cup with, you drink from it. This law reminds us that we are the creators of our own destiny and that our every action determines our future.